Welcome everybody. So hey, as you already know, I've been able to release a couple of products over time, such as the mover and driver training, the sales training, the dispatch training, now known as the operations training. But now we are now releasing the coaching program, the coaching mastermind program, which obviously this program is just going to have so much information. Let me just scroll down just to give you a little highlight. So we're going to be going over, building out your vision plan. Now with building out your vision plan, this is essentially like your roadmap, your guide to, hey, how do I, what do I want to do with my company in the next 3 to 5 years, maybe even 10 years? What is my goal? What is my vision plan? And this vision plan is directly specifically meant for the moving industry and will allow you to map out everything that you have on your head and put it on paper. So that's going to be a part of the program because once we have a clear vision of what you're doing, then we can kind of figure out where you're going from there. Next, after we go through that, you'll also have access to my downloadable ebooks. You also will go over finance, so basically forecasting and creating a budget, knowing how to calculate your hourly rate, knowing how to calculate packing, learning how to manage your cash flow year around, not just because busy season is nearing that, you're going to have cash flow and you're going to be good, but no, how do you sustain that year round? The next, we're going to be going over marketing, how to manage, how to find your marketing, how to manage your marketing. From there, we're going to be going over different sales techniques. You're also going to have a quiz in here. We're going to then go over sales scripts and rebuttals just to make sure you're really dialed in on the sales aspect of things. Then we're going to go into, hey, how to run a tighter dispatch, alleviating all the holes in the buckets, managing your operations from when that first call comes in to getting to the job, how to pack, how to load, you name it. Basically, we're going to be going over it in this operation section just to make sure that you have a firm grasp on how to efficiently run your moving company. Now, granted, you probably already been running your moving company this long. So all these techniques are just a lot of these techniques are going to be reinforcement if your company has been around for a while, and some of this stuff may look very, very new to you that you can constantly implement over time to just run a smooth oil machine. Then we're going to go into creating a process. Now, I've been hearing a lot about people like, oh, I got to get my processes and systems in place. And I want to make sure that, hey, you know what? Don't make this a tough I was going to say process, but don't make this a tough system. Make it, it's very simple. Let's just brain dump all of this information on paper and we can format it later. But ultimately, hey, it has to start from somewhere. And we go over how that process works. Then we go into training your team strategy and managing your damage claims and ways you could potentially incentivize your crew members to avoid any damages going on. You also have access to our live trainings and our training center. Now, the bonus to this is that a part of our coaching program, you're going to have access to the mover driver training program. You're going to have access to the sales training, and you're going to have access to our new dispatch / operations training, as well as a big bundle of our coaching program. So you have it all. We're going to be training you to the point where you can train your team members. And by the end of this section or this program, you're going to feel like a well-dialed oil machine. And I can almost guarantee you, if you implement everything here, you'll definitely be running a smooth oil machine, which obviously the goal of this program is for you to be running a profitable moving machine to the point where you can step back and ultimately build the financial freedom that you want to build in your business versus doing the day-to-day grind. So again, you'll have access to this coaching program. You'll have access. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even mention. So a part of the coaching program, you also be in a private members group. So right now we do have a Facebook group called Running a Profitable Moving Company, but you'll actually be invited to our personal coaching group at where you'll be just with the private clients that's in our coaching program, and we'll be able to mastermind, we can pick each other's brains and really just focus on growth in that community versus being, around all of the distractions. Now, so with the coaching program, the private community, the private, you'll have direct support chat with myself. You'll have access to the moving training. You'll have access to sales training. You'll have access to operations training. Like, you have all the pieces you need, and already. But I'm also just reinforcing those pieces and making sure that we can get real tight on those basics. So this program is a no-brainer for those that's looking to grow to that next level. And no matter where you are in your company, you can use probably something in these programs to help your company grow a lot more efficiently. All right, so take care.
Hey, yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks. I've always looked forward to the Monday meetings with Mac, or with Dwight, sorry. It's great. Last week, no, 2 weeks ago, I wasn't able to make last week, but 2 weeks ago we learned about kind of how to build that customer relationship, how to communicate with that customer. And then before that, it was just kind of doing financial forecasting and things like that. And these are all things that I've implemented into my business already. And
Nice.
I've seen a ton of growth. I mean, I've got to the point now where there's too much business. I'm having to push people away, which is, of course, not always something we like doing as a moving company, but there's only so much we can take on. But yeah, it's been great doing a lot of learning and a lot of implementing. There's a lot of trial and error, but everything I've learned from here, I've been able to incorporate into my everyday structure of the business, and it's great. I love it. I look forward to these meetings every week.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And now, what do you think about the sales meeting when we went over empathizing and, understanding customer cues and so forth? Like, what was your takeaway from that session?
Good. So my takeaway from that was, I mean, kind of like, I think one thing we spoke on in that is kind of building that how to speak to the customer properly, and then also asking additional questions from a sales point about, like, do you need packing services? Do you need storage services? Things like that. And I've actually done that this past week, and I was able to book 2 jobs. And usually I would kind of never ask about packing, but I've actually started asking about packing and asking, like, hey,
Confidence.
something that we can do. And I've got 2 customers that are like, hey, you know what? Actually, this is going to make my life easier. If this is something you guys can do, please do it. And we actually just got one of our packing jobs done yesterday, after we had that whole sales call and how to talk to customers. So that was great, because that's just additional revenue. And again, that's something I would never really ask. And now that I've been doing it, I'm like, hey, I've been leaving this out this whole time. I've been leaving all this extra money on the table. And now I'm able to capitalize on that, and capitalize on asking these questions. And it's been good. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I remember when you first came into the program, you weren't even offering packing. You was like, I want to, but I'm so nervous.
yep, exactly. Never once offered packing. And then started with Dwight here on Max moving and training, and it's been great. I mean, we've had, I think, about 6 or 7 pack jobs now, and all have gone smooth. I trained my guys on all the training that I got from from the training portal that Dwight set up for us. I've kind of been training myself on that, and showing my guys what I've learned. And the packing's been great. It's been a good amount of additional income for the business, which is a blessing. So yeah, that's great.
All right.